Today I'm around to the best animations from Zack films, from seeing what happens when a vape explodes in your face, to see a pizza man putting meat on his butt.
He filmed himself rubbing meat on his butt and sticking cheese up his nose before putting them on sandwiches to serve at Domino's. They posted the videos online as a prank, but just hours later, the clips went viral, and it shocked everyone who saw it. Some viewers even tracked down the exact store location, and the two employees were quickly fired and arrested. Domino's even sent out a public apology, but the damage was done and their sales dropped by 50%.
Damn, bro, that's what you get, bro. Like, what's even the point of this? Like, honestly, the only thing I can think of, like, of them doing this is, bro, for views. But, dude, this is why you don't chase the clout. Bro, meat on his butt is a wild way to start a conversation. Yeah.
Start with a triangle made of 4 pieces that fit together perfectly. But when you rearrange it, an empty spot suddenly appears. You see, when you first put it together, it looks like the pieces fit together with no extra space. But if you look closer, the smaller triangles inside have slightly different slopes, so they can't form a perfectly straight line. And this makes the longest side curve just a tiny bit. When rearranged, that tiny curve shifts, leaving tiny strips of empty space. And the area of these strips is exactly the size of the missing square, meaning it was never actually a triangle, just an optical illusion.
Wait, not gonna lie, how does this make sense? This amount, there's no way equals to this amount of space, right? I mean, obviously it does, but like from a visual standpoint, dude, that looks trippy, bro. The way people make puzzles are actually insane. No blood, no gore. Thank you, Zack. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's why Zack Films has the best animations. Sometimes.
They scraped through the wall, creating a tunnel. And they did this through the night to avoid the prison guards. At one point, one of them was caught, but he convinced them that he was just stealing food from the cellar. After months of tunneling, they finally surfaced 60 feet away, and over 100 men escaped through the narrow shaft. 2 drowned as they attempted to cross the river. Another 48 were recaptured, but 59 men made it across Union lines, finally reclaiming their freedom.
Let's go. Man, that's actually awesome, bro. That's actually very wholesome. The guy who convinced the prison guard must have been the kid who had excuses for everything at school. Getting away by saying I was just stealing is just crazy work, bro. The story deserves a full movie. The plan and curse are insane. Yeah, honestly, attempting to escape any sort of prison is scary, especially in real life, bro. You can do that in video games, but in real life, bro, ain't no way, bro. You're literally putting your life on the line.
The hatch was closed after the baby was put into the stroller, and a glass window let the parents see inside. As they walked, they would use a small hand pump to pull air through a filter, and only clean air would reach the chamber. You see, during World War II, people were afraid that mustard gas would be dropped on cities. So they made the stroller to make sure the gas was filtered out and their babies could breathe safely.
I mean, hey, if that did actually happen, that's crazy, bro. I thought he was gonna tell us the reason why it didn't work, but then I realized it's genuinely a smart invention that the mustard gas was never dumped in cities. Yeah, I guess, yeah. It's just like, it's a little bit like absurd. Like, it comes to a point to do this, you know what I mean?
He put 12 cameras side by side, each connected to wires lining the track. As the horse ran past, it snapped the wires one by one and triggered each camera in order. These captured tiny slices of movement, each at 1/1000th of a second. You see, he wanted to prove that horses lift up all 4 feet at once when they run, and when the images were played together, the horses appeared to fly, with all hooves lifted for one brief moment. Soon, others began to experiment with this technology, paving the way for modern movies.
Actually, so this one guy that wanted to prove that horses could fly made the movies today. Bro, I like this type of Zack films where you don't see traumatizing blood, gore, or any of that, or ripping bones, getting your body sucked or something like that, or killed. Guys, that we have nothing. No videos, no movies, nothing.
If you put a plane into a catapult and launched it, you would only need to use the engine once it was in the air. And some people think this would save a ton of jet fuel. But for a commercial plane, the catapult would have to launch it at almost 200 miles per hour, causing the metal to rip right off. And even if you made it stronger, the force inside the cabin could seriously injure passengers.
That's funny.
And you would need to use extra fuel just to power the catapult, meaning you wouldn't really be saving anything.
That'd be crazy. That'd be like one of the world's craziest roller coasters right here. But you could actually have a higher chance of dying, bro. If you put a plane in a catapult, what a way to start a conversation, bro. Honestly, bro, who would have thought of that, bro? Forget about Angry Birds. We got Angry Planes. The man who threw up, bro. Yeah, imagine this, bro. Look at this. The G-force are like, and look at this.
She slipped into the race just half a mile from the finish line, blending in with the real runners as the crowd cheered around her. Then she sprinted across the line, arms raised, claiming victory in front of cameras. But other runners were immediately suspicious, since no one remembered running next to her. So officials checked every checkpoint and found that she was never listed. So they stripped her of the title.
Yeah, screw you, bro. You can't be faking that. Bro, people who run, I gotta give props to them, because I hate running. Running is one of those things where you either like it or not. And like, bro, I hate it, and like, but like, because it's hard. Like, if you actually run forever, bro, that jump is hard, bro. Fake it till you make it, have a movement. Speed's so unreal, even the GPS gave up.
He hid the bomb inside a laptop and boarded the plane. You see, he planned to detonate the device once the plane reached 30,000 feet.
But you realize you're on the plane.
The explosion would rip the cabin apart, killing everyone inside. He waited as the plane climbed higher and then went to set the bomb off. But they actually weren't high enough for the explosion to rip apart the plane like he planned. Instead, it just tore a hole near the emergency door and sucked him out into the sky. All of the passengers survived as the pilots turned back and landed safely. He was the only person that was killed.
Hey, W Karma in the chat, y'all. W Karma, bro. This is what you get. You want to do some sort of thing like this? No, stop. Don't do it, y'all. Bomber getting sent out of the plane is peak karma. That's all I'm saying. 48K people agreed. Homie got betrayed by his own bomb. Love sir for a happy ending. Yeah, this is good, bro. I love Zack. I love this kind of Zack D films, bro. For anyone wondering, the crash was Domino Airlines Flight 159 in 2015. Wow, okay, wow, that's crazy. Let's actually fact check this. Look at this, Somalian plane bomb. Lots of device got through X-ray. Oh wow, this is, bro, look at this, bro. Insane.
If you're afraid of the dark, could you hop in a plane and chase the sunset, avoiding nighttime forever? Well, you would need a plane that could fly west faster than the Earth spins, and it would have to stay at supersonic speed for days without stopping, meaning you would need another plane to refuel yours mid-air. Oh, and the aircraft would need to mostly run on autopilot so you could sleep and take breaks. But if you don't have a plane, you could just get a flight to the North Pole. You see, for 6 months, the sun doesn't set in Earth's poles. It just circles the horizon non-stop. And when it finally starts to get dark halfway through the year, just hop on a flight to the South Pole, where the sun is just rising for another 6 months.
Yeah, I would do that because I'm scared of the dark. Bro, like, what is this? This is one of those, bro, I'm telling you, bro, Zack D Films is one of those guys that he answers the questions no one in the entire world asks. Like, bro, if you're afraid of the dark, just keep your light on overnight. Or that.
He slipped and fell into the rapids, and his leg got stuck between two jagged rocks.
What?
Rescuers fought to free him, but it was wedged in hard. And in the icy water, his body started to shut down.
What?
They tried to keep him warm while attempting to lever the rocks apart, but after 20 hours, they still couldn't get him free. Finally, they pulled out a saw and amputated his leg.
Okay, never mind. Maybe we're back to the gory, bloody Zack D Films, the scary, evil Zack D films.
He was airlifted to a hospital and eventually recovered, and now plans to finish the rafting trip with only one leg.
This guy's got balls. Bro, what? Amputate his leg? Oh, hell no, I'm keeping my legs, bro. Rescuers who spent 20 hours saying deserve a raise. Bro, yeah, that is a lie, I ain't gonna lie with you. At least he's 50% less likely to get stuck again.
When you vape, the battery inside can short circuit. This creates intense heat within seconds. The chemicals inside start to vaporize, building pressure fast. And with no room to escape, it keeps rising until the battery bursts, shooting hot metal and flames straight into your face. It can burn your lips, shatter teeth, and leave permanent scars.
This is literally one of the reasons why you don't vape, because you're literally holding a bomb in your hand, a little mini bomb. How to stop people from vaping? Nah, they're not gonna stop, bro. Even after this, they ain't gonna stop. They were like, I'll just take the chance. Motherfuckers be hearing this and still vape. That one motherfucker watching this while vaping. There's definitely a guy that is vaping right now while watching this.
When an earthquake hits, the force travels into the steel and rubber tubes at the bottom of the building. These tubes absorb the shock of the earthquake and allow the building to sway gently while the ground shakes around it. Other options include packs of giant springs, or even metal plates that literally slide the skyscraper around. But without these, the force would travel up the building's frame, cracking the walls while bending the steel beams, and sending the skyscraper crumbling to the ground.
Yo, props to the engineers. I don't lie, without engineers, our world will be into shambles, actually. Bro, this is so cool. With construction workers, engineers, construction engineers, you know what I'm saying? See, for now, I would still be scared of skyscraper during an earthquake. Yeah, bro, it's still wild. Whoever made these designs probably saved millions of lives, bro. Fun fact, this is how similar to your bones work, for they are not exactly rock hard, but slightly, slightly wiggly, which prevents your body from breaking every time you jump. Oh, okay. Nah, bro. Props to whoever created this invention, bro. Whoever it is, bro, yo, I'm gonna kiss you. No homo.
Rub the mushroom on your feet to collect the spores. Then put on wet socks and wrap a plastic bag around your feet to trap humidity and heat inside. Over the next few days, the dead skin from your feet will start to shed, and the mushroom spores will use this to grow, spreading tiny root-like threads. Every so often, spray more water inside the bag to keep them moist.
But like, I know if you do this challenge, bro, your feet are gonna stink. Oh my.
In theory, small mushrooms would actually start to sprout in just a few weeks, turning your dead skin into fungi.
Yeah. Alright, bro. Look at this guy. Excited that he has mushrooms on his damn feet. Are we serious right now, bro? Why the frick would I grow mushrooms on the feet? That's what I'm saying, bro. Bro, bro, I told you. I literally said this earlier. Zack Films literally answers the questions that no one in the entire world asks.
He marked the tiles with invisible ink, and some think he was wearing special contact lenses, allowing him to see symbols that no one else could, giving him an advantage. Soon, the other players grew suspicious and accused him of cheating. And before he could deny it, they grabbed a chair and slammed it down on his head. Police later found the marked tiles, but they never found the lenses.
Oh, this guy, bro. I bet this guy got so much money from betting, bro. You're cheating. I'm not cheating. Clang. My joke can get super repetitive. Yeah, bro. Like, honestly, yo, this guy who did cheat, yeah, you know he's making money.
You would press the foot pedal if the store was being robbed, causing the desk to snap upright like a shield. Underneath was a hidden gun which moved up with it, and a rope was attached to the trigger. When the desktop was fully upright, the rope was pulled tight, and this triggered the shot, sending the bullet toward the robber. At the same time, the cash sitting on the desk would slide into a locked drawer below. But it was hard to aim and too easy to misfire, so it was never mass-produced.
Maybe if you got like a shotgun that spread like in like a wide cone shape, you know what I mean? Then it could possibly work. But bro, this is one bullet, bro. Like, bro, you're literally aiming for a Hail Mary, a random Hail Mary, bro. This is geniusly dangerous invention. Yeah. Robert, give me the gun. Tell her. Okay, but could you first take a step to your left, please?
He built a 40-foot fence around his neighbor's house, blocking out the sunlight, and newspapers called it the spite fence. You see, a rich man wanted an entire city block for his mansion, but one neighbor refused to sell. Since the rich man owned all the land around him, he just boxed the house in with a massive wall, killing the garden and leaving his family in darkness. It stayed up for over 25 years, but when they finally died, their children sold it to the rich man's family. But a year later, an earthquake tore down the entire block.
Damn. That's karma right there. The earthquake tearing down the entire block is peak karma. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, the parents really said, if I go down, you're going down with me. That was like the craziest plot twist. That was amazing.
With scissors, they cut away
No, not Jerry.
Butterfly's damaged wing.
No.
Then they take a wing from a dead butterfly, matching the size and pattern.
No, what are we doing to my...
A tiny line of super glue is brushed along the edge, and the new wing is pressed into place. A soft powder is sprinkled to stop the glue from sticking to the wrong spots, and within minutes, the butterfly can fly again.
Are we serious, bruh? The hardest part is to make sure the butterfly doesn't move during this. Yeah. This requires insane precision and skill. Respect to the vets who do this. Yeah, bro.
With scissors, they cut away the
Oh, okay.
butterfly.
Okay. It's
Damage.
yeah, it's damaged. I didn't realize. My bad.
He took a photo of the iceberg, claiming it was the exact one that brought down the Titanic. You see, it was streaked with red, with one big spot on the ice. And the boat he was on was near where the Titanic had sunk the day before, meaning it was most likely the same iceberg. When the film was developed, experts studied the image carefully. The red streaks matched the height of the ship's hull, leading many to believe that this was the iceberg that sank the Titanic.
Man, yo, we should have bombed that iceberg right there. I don't care, bro. We got beef with that. Yeah, there you guys have it for the best animation from Zack Films. You guys want to see more content like this? Click this video here.